What's up, guys? It's back and back to some more RA content. Continuing on with some RAGL, we have some people who I think is going to have a pretty good series. In this top right, playing in an unusual yellow. It is Bete as Germany. And in the bottom, playing as blue, in his traditional blue, I should say, it is Bete. He is also Germany, so we have some East Germany versus some West Germany here on the map. Darker Woods by Megatank, very like traditional map, somewhat familiar of Forgotten Plains. Double mine here, double mine here. I think it's this part in particular that really reminds me of Forgotten Plains. 4 Elderics in the map, you got 2 in the center, so that one's safe one kind of contestable. There's a hospital on this too, just to add some more tacticals, and then back in this corner there is a kennel. Don't see that too much, just kind of a free $100 rebate. Looks like both players are going to go double ref here. That is totally to be expected. I do like that Happy has some rifles going out here. It looks like Bete is going to push very hard. That seems to be a lot of rifles so far. He's up to 16. It stops there. He's going to see that Happy has not captured this yet. And he is going to find that Happy has some guards there too. So Happy pulled his engine all the way back. Kind of interesting there. A lot of people spectating this. We had Talix, Brunano, and Foz. So very, very high caliber game going on here. Very interesting to see how Happy does. I think people are always very interested to see how he plays. He very narrowly avoided a footwear incident with me last season. So, Bete misrallying his engineer a little bit. He's got his army kind of spread out. I don't really like that. And then I'm calling it the first game will be won by Spies. I think this is on 4.4, so Spies do not get veterancy. They only can do power outages, reset Shroud, reset super weapons, stuff like that. Only the British Spy gets that added benefit. So I don't think this game would be decided by Spies. I think Foz is a little bit more right there. Skill. Bete probably not as good as Happy. Typically, Happy, when he is on his game, is super strong. Definitely one of the top 4, if not top 2 active players. I mean, if we're going to consider Cav active, then Happy is probably right there just by basis last season. Bizarre and Happy, I think, actually pretty even in skill. It's kind of hard to say who's better there. And you have people like Despero, Creo, who are not active as much anymore, but still kind of around. Bete just now getting his second older. That is actually kind of insane. I wonder if I can even see the extra income Happy's earned in that. He has earned about almost 1,000 more, and I don't think all of that is to Elderics, but I mean that is a significant amount for being 3 minutes in. This just means that Happy could have all this extra armor, which he doesn't typically, because he is kind of floating there. Not too much more, just about 500, 600 more. Happy catching at least one of the rockets here. I think he might have caught a rifle and a rocket. Took a lot of damage on that Ranger. I do like the Bete is trying to chase this Ranger down. Chases it right into a rifle. Happy not take that engagement, unfortunately. Happy has some rifle scouts pretty much all over the map too, which I do like. Bete not so much, just kind of blocking the main parts, which I think is honestly a little better. I don't like relying on those rifle scouts at all. What do we got here? Bete is up to SD Tech at 345, so I'm pretty sure his MCV is supposed to be out in 5 seconds. So he's not looking so good by his own metrics there. Happy on the time. He's got his MCV, you know, about 5 seconds ahead of Bete, so not terrible as well. Bete War Factory was idle for 1.5 seconds. Yeah, see, they're just trashing on Bete. I mean, it's kind of a pastime of OpenRA just to give Bete hell, because he deserves it a little bit, you know, for being who he is. Bete up to 5 harvesters, Happy up to 5 harvesters. Just building that MCV. Happy pushing his army out with him. Bete just kind of hodgepodging around here with his army. It's very dangerous to do such a thing. If Happy was being aggressive right now, it's very easy to just pick off these small attachments. But both these players going Rangers. I feel like people have fallen out of using light tanks as scouts. This game's kind of fallen into a more passive early game, unless you're doing like a 3 ref light tank push, and in that case you're not scouting with those light tanks. Instead you're just pushing out. But these players trying to kill these rifle scouts, not a bad idea at all. It's like Happy is finally in a better position to take that Ranger, kind of mirroring it, but does not try to engage there. Bete does get the scout on Happy's base. And Happy does not see Bete's expansion yet, but if he pushes that Ranger in just a little bit, he will. Oh, but early medium tank split off from Bete, and it's going to go all the way to the refs there. And a nice early move out with Happy there. Rotating his entire army with not a huge concern, but somewhat slightly, just because he doesn't know where it is. He might have saw that medium tank and thought, hey, the whole army's following it. That is actually not the case. Bete is a little bit slower on expansion, but again, kind of just makes sense with his MCV being a little bit later. And now Happy just going to kind of camp in the middle, which you can kind of do on this map. It's not as bad as Double Marsh. But you do have to watch these flanks because they can be effective. Probably needs to transfer at least one of these harvesters. Oh, he transferred over here. Never mind. He is totally golden there. In fact, I actually like that better than Bete transferring all of these harvesters up there. That medium tank is poking, but Happy is sending one medium tank. We're not going to lose a medium tank or a harvesters that. Just has to be very careful to not lose track of that, since he did not get a medium tank to target fire on it. Both of the Rangers taking a beating right now. Gonna go back to repairs, both of them. Yeah, so this is a very similar game for both players. Although Happy has a little split here, so does Bete, so they are playing the same. And again, he did forget about that medium tank, and he's gonna go poke away. This is basically just pulling one of the armor a piece, which is not terrible at all. Oh, this harvester might get poked away. I think it's barely gonna survive. Pillbox comes down. Nice target fire on most of the rockets. Oh no, he did get the harvester. How did he do that? That was amazing. That medium tank just poke it in, and now Bete is going to dive this expansion. Big Happy is in a little bit of trouble here. He's actually down 3k in army. Kind of not using his flank yet. We'll have to see. I think Happy's going to be in an okay engagement, but he has more tanks than Happy right now. I'm not sure where Happy's armor is. I think it might be at the bottom right there. Pretty solid defense by Happy right now. You can see he's poking in there as well. Yeah, I think the tanks were a little bit out of position there for him. Just a nice infantry detachment there. Does not get a harvester yet. That's unfortunate. Could have been better managing that. And there's the medium tank just hiding in the back there. Another medium tank poking in here. Shouldn't go down. Oh, looks like it did use a mechanic to recover that husk, which is nice. This medium tank might be in some trouble because it's kind of at that point in the game where it's easy to forget about these. It's in a nice spot that you're not going to pay a lot of attention to. Happy flanking both sides of Bete at the same time, just kind of leaving his army in the middle. That harvester does go down. I just have to see if this is a mechanic. It is. Get in there, and it is. So this is very reminiscent of how Bane used to play, I feel like, except for without his Bane C. He was really good at using mechanics to recover husk. Definitely a strength of allies. This harvester can get poked away at this rate. Kill that ref. You know you've been spotted, especially with that artillery down here. But Bete is on top of his game. Sees this flank. It's gonna go down. Happy's not microing it, but he does have another flank up here, and now he's finally moving out on the aggressive with his tier 2 support. Yeah, this ref is gonna go down, and that's actually gonna hurt Bete a lot more than this one too. And somehow this army's getting away, so Bete letting this slip away just slightly. This tank's still going away. Does not look like he got a harvester. Probably actually gonna beat those 3 rifles. Now Happy comes in, but he is kind of pincered by these pillboxes here. Luckily, a lot of his army out of there. Gets the A again. Flank over here, not doing so much. Bete is aware of it, so Happy has to be very careful here. His army values actually skyrocketed above Bete somehow. Blackhawk gonna come out and instantly get shot down. And it does indeed. Basically turns around. Now the armor is pretty much gone. This medium tank not long for this world. And I think Happy is just going to lose this army, just 3 pillboxes. Bete rotating his entire army, but here comes the rest of Happy's army. This is on a great flank. With that artillery, oh, that is a huge hit. If this can get another good hit, I think Bete might actually take this engagement. Oh, still missing, so close. It's on just a top move. Needs to be on force fire. Ah, that's a huge hit. And with that, I think Bete is going to take this engagement. Happy still has some army left. The army value's not that big, and he has 3 Blackhawks. That can be pretty big. What we got going on production-wise? Nope, nothing really going on too much. Happy is up to tier 3. Bete is not at tier 3. Now Happy has to deal with 2 armies. And the Blackhawks are a great way to deal with that. Does not lose a single Blackhawk, which is nice. But the problem is for Happy is he has to deal with this attack up here, and that is 1 harvester down. Yes, he's gonna take this, but that's probably just gonna even him back to even army. Oh, Tanya will slow this down significantly, but there is 3 medium tanks. Oh, and Tanya is too close. Oh, that is super lucky by Bete. Managed to save a few rifles there, but does kill Tanya. A little unfortunate for Happy that she moved in so close. Oh, loses a Blackhawk to the medium tank on the helipad. That's not great at all. Now Happy's going to rotate over here. I think he is down pretty significantly in a harvester count. Yeah, it's 5 to 7. That is actually hurting. He's been harassed by Bete pretty much consistently. In fact, there is another tank sitting right there from that attack. Happy has to start expanding again. Another little flank right here by Bete. There is a few medium tanks, but Happy's pulled him away just at the wrong time. I think this harvester actually might go down. That is unfortunate. Nope, he is going to get it away. That harvester up there does go down. Forces the Blackhawks against him. This eco harass by Bete has been brutal. I'm sure if I look at the economy tab, which I'm already in, earned is actually surprisingly ahead for Happy, so I'm not sure how. Happy's been doing a very good job of pulling those harvesters off and sending them back in as soon as he can, or maybe he just had a bunch of excess harvesters and that was making a difference there. But I think Bete is at least in a better position expansion wise. He's got an island expansion out. Happy has been basically on this. Still a lot of ore in both of his expos really. Bete pretty much untouched here. Where am I hearing that? Oh, down here again. Tanya is there for Happy. No Betics though. I would like to see that. Just kind of poke away here. Bete is going to rotate all the way over. Those 2 medium tanks, I think, seeing that, and that Ranger is still alive for Bete. Actually, probably been pretty pivotal. This flank over here going to get another harvester as well, but there is 5 Blackhawks. Oh no, he's pulling them the wrong direction. They need to be over here. Harvester going to get away. Refinery going to go down, but this is the big spot. This is where he really needs to protect. There's so much ore here. One refinery going down, and then Bete is just going to back out. So he's definitely playing a strong harass game right now. Doesn't want to overcommit to anything. This flank over here not dealt with. Looks like the Blackhawks didn't even engage them. Maybe thought better of it, but I think Happy is just in a bad position now. He's rotating all of his army, which is very strung out. Gets a nice cleanup there. And he did use the... I think he used his GPS, but he is currently powered down on his radar. That is unfortunate. And again, yes, that was his GPS. So that is super unfortunate. He definitely needs to remember to power that up. Oh, this attack will be pretty good with Tanya. That Ranger actually might kill Tanya. He's going to try to kill the Tanya with the Ranger, but it does not happen. And now Tanya's going to have a field day. He's killing a lot of armor here for Happy, which is pretty good, though. Another medium tank going to go down. No, just barely lives. Same time over here, Happy pulled all of his harvesters off, and there's 3 harvesters down in his main as well. Medium tank's just wreaking havoc. I think that economic toll is finally going to happen fairly soon. Earned is still super close, but I imagine just give that another 2 minutes if this game goes on that long. Bete is going to be in a really good position. He's got his own Tanya out, so we're going to have Tanya versus Tanya. Blackhawk is there. It does go down, but Tanya is on an attack move. Oh no, that is not the move. You need to sacrifice a few rifles first so she targets them, and then your Tanya can move in, because you cannot attack and move at the same time at infantry. That is OpenRA 101. Gotta sacrifice something to kill a defensive unit. So a little bit bad luck there, but all this infantry is going to get cleaned up by Bete. And the hospital is going to heal up Tanya, which is unfortunate because Happy did not have that hospital. Medium tank poking in again. Blackhawks probably should kill that unless he's just going to try to dive on Bete right here. Does save a significant amount of his army, but there is medium tanks there, so eventually that will go down. Although there is a lot of Blackhawks as well. Happy's pushing down here on the bottom. This is going to be pretty good. Bete is stringing in infantry on this side. Oh, but 2 more harvesters going down. That is so brutal. He's down to 3 harvesters over 10. It is not looking so good. Happy has 0 kill. Yeah, this eco harass by Bete has been world class. And I don't think that it's like been Happy being necessarily bad. I think Bete has just been better this game so far. Getting those 3 medium tanks out. Yep, they are gonna make it. Happy has so many Blackhawks. and 1 helipad. At least 2 more helipads would be great. I think that's about the minimum you really want. These medium tanks going to go into Final Harvester, but there is none. Honestly, just start poking away at that SD, maybe some power plants. Happy is dangerously low to power. One of these going down would be okay, but if he loses 3, he will be bad. Now he's rotating his entire army up top. He needs to spend time to eco recover. He's got 2 harvesters here, 2 harvesters there, so he's not doing super bad. But he is going to have to just hard stop, probably on the tank production, maybe on your infantry production, and just build refs. I think you can get away with no infantry production since you have Tanya out, but again, this is an infantry-centric game, and every second you're not building infantry is the second you're falling behind. Happy gonna have a field day here. Some nice exposed infantry, and all the rockets were in the front. Honestly, you should just use those to kill off those low health medium tanks, but that's fine. One of these medium tanks going down, another one going down to army blob standing in the right there. There he goes. Just gotta micro that. Yep, he is. Cool, cool, cool. Probably he has a ref here, so that was definitely probably from here, and then it already targeted there, but looks like he's finally starting to recover on his eco. Imagine he's up to 6 harvesters now, and yes, he is indeed. 6/10 is not as punishing as 3/10 for sure. The Bete probably just needs to expand to kick this corner, which he is currently doing. And if Happy cannot wrestle this from Bete, I think that will probably be game. At the same time though, where is Bete's army? It seems like it is super small. It's 14/25, so he's been sacrificing army to trade eco. So Happy is going to be able to easily push out of here, but he needs to move an MC. He needs to bring that with him. That is a big part right now. These Blackhawks actually been pretty good for Happy too, probably keeping a big difference in army value. I just realized I am talking very fast because this game is very exciting. Not because of my normal talking fast, because that's how I do. I'm talking fast because I am excited, and I talk fast when I'm excited. So now, I'm going to try to slow down just a little bit. MC finally coming over. Bete moving his MC back. Happy's got a lot of ammo on most of those Blackhawks. GPS going off for somebody. It is Happy. He did rectify that low power radar. Interesting thing about allied GPS versus GPS is you kind of just want to save it for when your opponent uses it. And that kind of negates it because they can't do anything and you can't do anything. If you use it and they don't use it, I mean, sure, that's a great advantage, but then you have to recognize the next time if you don't get any good advantage out of that use, then they'll have it before you do. Assuming that, you know, they're on top of using their support powers like they should be. Not a whole lot going down here right now. The Harvester's instantly getting pulled off, and Happy is going to retreat. Only has 3 rifles there to deal with the refilled queues. And I think this is the type of scenario that Happy does not like. A stalemate where it's kind of a base push war. Tanya in a great position. Let's see if Happy learns about with his Tanya. I just don't know if he can hold it. Oh, there's a Blackhawk too. Tanya goes down. There's an artillery though, and the artillery is not getting fired, but all the Blackhawks going down. Not great use of micro. Caster's cursed. This Blackhawk uses were so good. And Bete just absolutely demolishing Happy there. That engagement decided this, and this is not the first time I've seen Happy lose this type of engagement in this type of game. Recalling the Fazar, or not Fazar, the Cav series with him last season. I think just the group stage was very similar. But yeah, Happy is in a world of hurt right now. I don't see a way back from him. 8,000 to 25, so that is a 3-1. That is 100% worse than a 2-1. It is absolute brutal. 1 medium tank here. Not going to even dent those harvests, just locust harvesting right now. 1 very thin health Blackhawk. Another one joining it, which is nice. And that was so loud, but Happy goes ahead and gives up game 1. I think he was definitely dead here. Yeah, like I was saying, I think Happy gets a little uncomfortable in these games where you're forced to play passively, forced to base push. He likes to be hyper mobile, hyper aggressive. Well, he's kind of dialed back his aggressiveness a little bit, but you still think he likes to be that aggressive. And then these base push scenarios, like, it's very hard to be aggressive and trade efficiently, and if you're not trading efficiently in a base trace or a base push scenario, you're just going to have a bad time. Kind of got to rely on micro and those good position of artillery units and just slowing the game down. Bete seemed to be pretty comfortable on that. So I think he just played pretty good. And again, that eco harass, despite Happy somehow staying relatively close for a while, I'm sure if I finally look, yeah, Happy just slowly fell. This is probably his lowest point where he's at 3 harvesters, and they had a really strong eco recovery here. Bete was just constantly ahead on those expos. Had this one pretty much the entire game, wrestled this one away from Happy. Happy briefly took it back, then Bete just came right back, wiped out his whole army there, and that was that. So, well played to Bete. Let's jump into game 2.
Battle control initialized.
Alright, we are back here for game 2. Happy this time in a more happy color. He is in like a bronze, copper color, kind of like this color a lot. He's playing as France. And this time, Bete is playing as Russia, still in his blue color. We are on Champion. This is another Megatech map. Megatech, probably the premier map maker for OpenRA, it seems, since he is the most frequent one. Since we don't have Ladder anymore, making new maps for us. It's kind of Megatech's time to shine. Although I don't think he won the map competition this year for some reason. I think he just kind of got out-innovated in some really weird maps, especially by Pizza Atomica, who was a very old-school map maker, very popular map maker back in the day. Tends to make very interesting maps, very unmeta-like, where Megatech is very, very meta-like. Happy got his engineer out. Bete once again going rifles first, probably going to go 16, maybe 18 into an engineer. I think if you're going to go rifles first, honestly going 16 and then an engineer, probably a little bit better since you are going to be that much slower on getting your eco. We can take a look about when Happy is going to capture his versus when Bete does. We can see that there's going to be 100. We'll have to count how many more ticks that goes off. But yeah, I think he's going to get plus 300, so probably lose maybe 3 rifles worth if you go 18, and you might stall. Stalling is the bane of your existence here. Happy might save his rifle. He does. Yep, pull that rifle back. Bete a little bit slow to capture again. I think he's too busy microing. You can see too, he's a little bit farther behind, just 2 seconds there, not capturing. I've already missed if that was 1 or 2 ticks, it might be 3. So at least 200, so 16 would make sense. And now we got a medic coming out, which will be nice. He'll heal that rifle all the way up since he is pretty much dead. Yep, only 2 seconds off there, so Bete didn't spend too much time microing around, screwing with his engineer, but it's always nice when you have that shift key order, you can just do it right when it comes out. Kind of easy to forget about things like that. Both players going double rough. Happy splitting his. Not a huge fan of this, but it can be a little bit nicer if he wants to just kind of carve this out. And he can save this, but I mean, I guess still that's more probably for a double rough cell. Just try to carve this out, and you can place ref there, and you'll get like a nice easy spread. Bete could do a double rough cell, but again, that does leave like one of these refs out, so that's a little weird. Both these war factories going down pretty much the same time. What are they going for? Harvester first each. Alright, so another player wants to do any kind of base push early, or any kind of infantry push. Rifles were already out for rockets were already out for Happy, and then rockets were already out for Bete as well, so I think after that first game, both players are going to be a little bit passive. I think Happy is going to feel like he's forced to play passive. I think that's just kind of where the meta is. He doesn't want to be overly aggressive. Again, he's kind of stepped down from the reckless aggression that he was in his younger days, and have some wisdom in growing up, being more experienced and realizing that there's more to life than just sitting all your rifles in to die and placing a million pillboxes, but pillboxes is still good. Engineer goes into the ranger there. Flak track out for Bete, so finally some diversions and build orders, and that's purely because they are not weird factions. Gonna get this hospital. I mean, not a bad idea at all. Not much to really capture on this map. Some stuff for you to kill right there if you want to. Get some efficiency on your grenadiers or whatever. And another kennel up here, because why not? Why not have a kennel on every map? 5 harvesters out for Happy. 5 harvesters out for Bete. MCV timing is very, very similar. Oh, but that flak taking a few pop shots at the Ranger. Ranger should have no problem getting out of dodge. 1 rifle going to go down for all the trouble, and that is the second thing that has died this entire game, and we are 4 minutes in, so very, very passive game so far. Happy with a little bit bigger army. I think his macro timing is just a little bit better on when to start letting out that infantry queue. Has to be very careful though not to lose Ranger. It's very easy to, because of reasons like that. Oh, it was so close. I'm gonna say if he does it right there, then I would be like, and point proven. Ooh, Happy gonna go all the way across with his MC here. Okay, so this is not... Oh, I changed his mind. I'm gonna say going across, not a bad idea. You can kind of deploy here, and that does give you, like, pretty much radius there. You know, a turret, a few pillboxes. Kind of just shuts down this. Not a huge, significant thing, since this is more the juicy thing. Bete also pushing across. Now Happy is gonna push across. There goes that Ranger. Ranger kind of served his purpose, though. He knows that there's an army there. I feel like if he really wants to, a power plant and a pillbox here would be absolutely brutal with support of the medium tank. Did Bete see that? No, he does not see that the base is there. So we might see a power plant and a pillbox base walk there, which would be really good. Bete moving that MCV all the way to the corner already. I don't like that. You know there's going to be some pressure here on this type of map. I'm Happy moving his MCV out on the bottom. I'm okay with that, as long as this one is covering, but this one's actually kind of far forward. If it's right here, you can pretty much cover all your base. Here we go. This is a big push. Great concave from Happy. But Bete kind of does have a big concave as well. Unfortunately, all of his infantry is just melted. And it looks like Happy, with that, takes an incredible engagement up 2-1, which is nice. Does he sniff out the Bete move across? Did he have scouts there? No, he's not. He's probably just planning an attack here. That is indeed what he's doing, but he's going to run face first into some flame towers, which actually I think is very unfortunate for Bete, because that is going to cue Happy in that there is a base up here. And if this ref goes down, there is no build radius. And I think Happy might just straight dive on it. Nope. Bete is going to pull the goalies, using the harves. One going to go down. Those medics actually doing a phenomenal job here. Happy is going to trade out a lot of that army, but guess what? That army advantage means there is a secondary army right here, and now Bete is out of position here. Army values back to pretty much equal. This MCV probably going to get away, but it's going to take a lot of damage, and I guarantee you there's going to be a third Happy army coming up and attacking over here in just a second. Got 3 harvesters down there. Oh, Happy needs to be a little bit careful, though. Bete has had time to reinforce here. If he goes down and hunts a harvester, I will like that. This tank instantly being a nice screen. Last rocket does kill that harvester, and now he's just getting run out of dodge. And this is the third army up here, pretty much getting set. Force fire on that flame tower, accidental. I wouldn't be surprised if Happy just kind of turns this army just to fix this army, so this army can attack unopposed. But no, it looks like he is going to try to just run it away, save the medium tank to do some harvester ass. Here we go. So this is Happy playing no mercy. He's just constantly giving Bete the run for money. I think this is what a lot of people expected from game 1. This is Happy being a little bit pissed off. Maybe that's the edge he needs. Already up to tier 2, and it's minute 7, so that's a very quick tier through. Does he have 7 racks? No, he's up to 5. And Bete has been chasing with this huge army the entire time, which, you know, if he does end up attacking the base, it's not a huge waste, but he's on a move command. That is unfortunate. But that does give Happy time for that army to move down there. Still got this other army rotating on the second side, and I see that there is a medium tank sitting in the back here. Probably not going to get a harvester as well. But as I was saying, Bete chasing with a huge army against a very small army that entire time. It's not been wasted yet, but in theory it kind of has. Since he's going to run into an equal size army again, and Happy is in decent position, but those tanks are out of position. That is not good. Oh, he's rotating his entire army around. I don't like that, and I don't like going in for the crushes just yet. Blackhawk getting away, which is nice. He does shave off that army. Artillery piece going down here to a single heavy tank. That is not great. That harvester getting poked at. Needs to send that back to an SD, please. That would please me so much. So, not fully wasted there by Bete. He did manage to get a good part of the army, kept Happy busy, and Happy pulled all of his army to the bottom, which was nice. One of the Blackhawks going down, second Blackhawk going down, 1 artillery here. Might lose his helipad, unless his artillery hits are really good, but they're not going to land on the rocket, except for that one instantly splashing. Last rocket going down there, but does lose his helipad, and that again was his only helipad, which is unfortunate. Nice big flank here by Happy. Bete might lose track of this. Is he gonna see it? Oh, he might. I don't know if he noticed it. I don't think he noticed it. He's kind of macroing up there. This attack will be absolutely brutal by Happy, especially if it goes in anytime soon. Everything up here, though, could be pretty brutal, and this attack by Bete can be pretty brutal, especially if it goes to the main base. Looks like he's going to go to the Expo, and that probably is a little bit better for Happy. So we might have a little bit of a base trade here, but I think Happy is just going to be in a little bit better position, since this army is going to clean up this little attachment here. He's going to lose tier 2. Was he building tier 3? No, he is not. He's just got a pillbox ready. And there we go. Multi-prong by Happy. This army gonna clean up that basically unopposed. MC gonna run out of dodge. I think if Happy rallies everything right here, he'll be okay. Is Happy doing... This army from Happy doing work. War Factory going down. SD gonna go down as well. This is got a little close for Happy here, but I think he's in a great position to win this game. I don't expect Bete to be able to respond to this. He's even rallying a lot of troops right here. That should be enough, and it doesn't even get there. Happy just hitting him with that 3-time multi-prong. That is definitely a talent of his, so these guys are going to split one apiece, and that was pretty good. Unfortunately, I happen to know that after this, Happy forfeited, which is very unfortunate, because I think he had a strong side of winning the season. Like I said, him and Fazar are pretty close. I'm not sure if maybe it was just a time issue, because he kind of left the server afterwards, and if he's subscribed to my channel, maybe he can come in and tell me. Because, yeah, Bete took it to him the first game, but this second game showed that he was, you know, strong, and that flukes happen. You know, I've lost to people I shouldn't have before, like Mint. But, you know, Happy looks really good this game, and sometimes just the way it crumbles, so hopefully he comes back. You know, obviously this season's done for him since he officially forfeited, but Season 17 is always around the corner, and I would love to see Happy come back. He's a strong player. He's one of the few players that I feel like I want to play against, just because it's always a fun game with him, so we'll have to see, but that does open up RAGL for quite a few other people, and I'm sure we'll run into them sometime down the road, but until then, see y'all next time.